Are you a business owner struggling to control fleet auto-related claims? Or are you concerned that auto-related crashes could end up hurting your business and create potential liabilities for you? If you answered yes to either of these questions, I've got some help coming right up. Hey, thanks for watching. And before I get into reducing auto claims for your business, do me a favor and hit that like button. It'll help signal to YouTube that this is helpful content for other business leaders like you. Thanks. So, business auto claims, a weighty subject. Not only do business auto and trucking claims create higher insurance rates, they also have the potential for loss of life and serious injuries for your employees and for others. But they also carry the potential for significant liability risks, lost time, decreased productivity, and of course, an impact to your company's bottom line. In my experience, there are two major areas to focus on: hiring practices and risk control practices. I'll mention some resources below, but I do recommend speaking to your insurance broker for assistance here, as they should be able to help you with a risk control strategy. If your agent or broker can't come up with a strategy to help you, you may have outgrown them, and it may be time to find a new agent or broker. So, the first area I wanted to discuss is hiring the right drivers and continuing to monitor the drivers you have through a good qualification process. Yeah, I know, recruiting and hiring right now is next to impossible, but lowering your standards just to fill positions isn't a good idea. So how do you set up and maintain driver standards? It starts with reviewing MVRs for all potential hires as well as existing employees. We recommend that at a minimum for existing employees that reviews are conducted annually, but depending on circumstances, we have seen some employers conduct MVR reviews for all employees quarterly. In fact, there are some services in some states which monitor MVRs continually, and then when an incident occurs, the employer is notified by email that a ticket, a violation, or an accident has occurred. While the MVR provides a historical report of what has happened, it often can be a predictor of what may happen in the future. Drivers with poor records seem to continue to exhibit poor driving habits in my experience. And here are some of the qualification standards we recommend for potential hires. First, no serious moving violations in the past 5 years. This includes DUIs, hit and runs, reckless driving, driving with a suspended license, or excessive speeding. Number 2, fewer than 3 moving violations in the past 3 years. And number 3, fewer than 2 at-fault accidents in the past 3 years. I have a driver qualification matrix that can be used for your business, and it's found at a link in the description box below. Feel free to download it and use it, as the qualifications I mentioned above are interrelated to each other, and this matrix will help provide a baseline qualification. It'll also help demonstrate to your insurance company that you're serious about risk control. The second major area to focus on is increasing risk control awareness and enforcement, and here are a few major ideas for you to consider. The first is mandating seatbelt usage. Wearing a seatbelt at all times can reduce the risk of an injury or death in an auto crash by as much as 50%. Yet, it's not always a safety rule followed by all drivers. You can create a successful seatbelt policy by first, incorporating a seatbelt awareness into your driver safety enforcement program. If you're serious about reducing crashes, then a leader within your company must lead a program like this and regularly rally the troops around safety. The second thing I'd recommend is asking employees to sign a pledge saying they will wear a seatbelt at all times. It may seem trivial, but asking an employee to actually sign a pledge is a sign of commitment. Number 2 is minimize driver distractions. Distracted drivers increase the risk of crashing while texting or using a cell phone by a factor of 2 to 6 times higher than a driver who is not distracted. The National Safety Council indicates that over 700 people a day are injured in distracted driving crashes. To avoid distractions, 1, consider banning all cell phone use, even if it's legal in your state or if hands-free can be used. 2, asking drivers to sign a distracted driving pledge. This helps bring awareness to the problem and creates commitment, as I mentioned with seatbelts. We have a very comprehensive distracted driver prevention program guide available for you to download, which is also found in a link in the description box below. Download it, review it, and see how you can incorporate it into your organization. Number 3, utilize technology. In-vehicle telematics have become more and more affordable. In fact, some systems use the driver's smartphone instead of a separate device to record motions and accidents. What telematics does is record in real time hard braking, fast acceleration, swerving, and sudden stops, such as in an accident. It reports these actions back to a dashboard or central program used by a fleet manager or business owner to be aware of what's going on the road by their drivers so they can take corrective actions with drivers. Many devices will also record inside and outside of the vehicle if an accident is suspected, which can be used as supporting evidence if litigation ensues following an accident. Before installing telematics or dash cams, be sure to review privacy laws in your jurisdiction with regard to videotaping. Number 4 is driver training. Drivers are, of course, the key to successfully preventing accidents. These types of issues can be covered in a driver training program. Having a zero tolerance policy on intoxicants, defensive driving and safe driving habits, preventing drowsy driving, which is the cause of about 91,000 crashes every year. 4th is seasonal hazard awareness, everything from being aware to pedestrians and cyclists during warm summer and spring months to snow and ice hazards during the winter months. That's just a brief overview of the issues you should be thinking about to reduce or eliminate the risks of auto claims in your business. If you'd like some more specific information or guidance on preventing or reducing auto claims and crashes in your company, give me a call or drop me an email and let's start a conversation. I'd be happy to help. Thanks.